Absolutely, Tammy. And this afternoon we've been given the privilege by Ford to actually enter one of its plants, making a significant announcement of a 600 million rand injection into this Struandale plant here in Gqeberha. And as you'll know, that this is likely to create a significant number of jobs. In fact, I know for the car fanatics, I'm currently in the V6 3-litre plant here for the Ford Ranger, which will be announced next year, Tammy. But someone who would know better about the specifics as to what we're doing here is the Vice President of Ford, Mr. Ockert. Thank you so much for your time. Let's start off with the significance of actually this cash injection, especially in an area such as Gqeberha, especially in a province that has the highest unemployment rate in the country right now.
So this is very important for us as Ford Motor Company. One of our fundamental principles is caring for our people, and we call them the Ford family as well for that reason. And this cements and it creates job stability for our people in this facility. And then within the country as well, we take a global view of job creation in South Africa. And if you look at the new Ranger program that we are launching in South Africa, full value chain, you're talking about 60,000 jobs that you will be creating in South Africa. And it is really important for our people to not just, not to worry themselves about, hey, do I have a job today? But this gives them that assurance, for the next 10 years, at least for the duration of this new program, job security is there for them.
Mr. Berry, when we look at the automotive sector, it's one of the greatest contributors to this country's GDP. But I'm curious to know why Ford decided to invest even more in South Africa, given, the COVID-19 pandemic, which also affected this industry, but also with just the investor confidence actually reaching some lows in 2020 and in the early parts of 2021.
So we launched, if you look at the current Ranger that we are building in our facility, that was launched in 2011. And throughout that program, we have shown what can be done in South Africa with a South African workforce. And we are competing with the rest of the globe with regards to quality and efficiencies. And if you look at 70% of what we're building today, we supply and majority into the European market. And if you look at the European market, the Ranger is the top-selling pickup in that region, from the UK across Europe. So I think it is, again, earning and showing that Ford can trust and rely on us, and that is why we see the future investments in us and our people in South Africa.
And I just want you to maybe perhaps just take us through what's happening here behind us. You announced, the 3-litre V6 engine that Ford is going to be launching. For someone who has no clue what this means, just take us through why this is so important. Again, bringing it back to this particular, cities and this metro's economy.
Right. So what you see busy happening here is we used to build in this facility what we call the 2.2 and the 3.2 diesel engines that is used in the current Ranger. So in order to get the facility for the new generation Ranger ready to incorporate the incremental V6 engine, but also to get the tooling in the facility that you see in front of you, in line with what we see and expect on qualities out of these new generation engines. And that's what you see busy happening here. We had to expand it. We had to add in incremental stations to enable us to build the V6 engine in here. And then there's a lot of enhancements with regards to the quality systems that we use, just to bring it in line with what we use globally. And again, even in local contractors out of the Eastern Cape, a lot of job creation just in the installation, the facility as well. It's not just about what is in the end for our own employees, but a lot of involvement from local construction companies as well out of the Eastern Cape at the moment.
Absolutely, a lot of work being done there, Tammy. That's Ockert. He is the Vice President at Ford for Operations. A lot of work being done, a lot of jobs to be created, I mean, this is a positive story given the bleak picture that was painted just this past week about the unemployment figures. So certainly while the COVID-19 pandemic has had an impact on investor confidence and really those wanting to inject cash into this country, there are some who are still looking to South Africa to place their money and actually create jobs.
Ziyanda Ngcobo, thank you so much for that update coming out of Gqeberha. At 6:30 tonight on News at Prime, Kathy Mutlatlana will be in conversation with Neil Hill. He is Ford's Managing Director for South Africa and Sub-Saharan